Welcome to Morning Message for January the 9th. Over the Christmas holidays, I had an opportunity to speak with my brother Jody. And, we talked about family and, the sorts of things that brothers normally talk about. But we also talked about this morning message. And he reminded me of a story that I could probably use. It's about something that we used to do on Christmas Eve. It was kind of a tradition for him and me. We grew up in the north end of Dartmouth, of course. And near us was Little Albro Lake. There's Big Albro and Little Albro. Little Albro Lake was surrounded by houses. It was a small lake, but it was a wonderful lake to skate on in the wintertime. It would freeze over nicely. And I told a story recently about some giant hockey game that we had organized out there, about 50 kids a side, skating back and forth, chasing this one puck. But what Jody and I used to do, and we did this for several years on Christmas Eve, we would go up to Little Albro Lake at night, so it'd be dark. So the only lights that you would really have would be the lights, the back lights of the houses that surrounded Little Albro Lake. As the only lighting that we had. And we played this game. It was kind of like one-on-one. It was a little bit like keep away as well, but we would find a rock or a brick or a hunk of snow or something like that, and we'd place it in the middle of a cleared away ice surface. And the way you scored was you hit that brick or whatever it was with the puck. And when you scored, the other player got to take the puck and skate away like you would on one-on-one in basketball, except you run, you wouldn't skate, and then circle around and try to hit the brick with the puck again. And Jody and I could play this game for hours. We were teenage boys, so we probably kept score, but I can't really remember who won or how often. Jody probably remembers. I don't remember at all. What I remember is that it was a whole lot of fun. Mom and Dad were probably in favor of it because on Christmas Eve it tired us out. It gave them an opportunity to get some other things done. Nowadays you probably wouldn't send some kids up onto the lake in the middle of the night to play any kind of game. But it certainly was a lot of fun. And of course, when I have a story like that, I try to draw in some sort of a message with it. And the message I was going to try to bring in was, here's something a lot like life. It can be cold and dark, but it can be a whole lot of fun at the same time. And certainly that game was one. It served all the purposes it needed to. For Mom and Dad, it tired us out, and Jody and I had a lot of fun on Christmas Eve. So much so that it kind of became a little bit of a tradition for us in our teenage years. But the real reason I wanted to share that story with you today is here it is in January already. And I'd be surprised if Little Albro Lake was frozen over. Certainly not enough to be safe to skate on. But when I was a teenager, and it wasn't that long ago when you think about it, we would expect the ice on the lakes in Dartmouth to be frozen in December, and that we would be skating on them on a regular basis. On Saturday and Sunday afternoons, we'd be skating, and Christmas Eve and that sort of thing. But because of global warming, of course, the lakes don't freeze over the way that they used to. Even here on Prince Edward Island, the ice doesn't seem to come and pack in around the island the way that it did even 15 years ago or so when we first moved here. That's troubling. That's troubling without a doubt. But there are certainly exceptions in the way that countries have dealt with the pandemic, the U.S. being the most glaring of those, where there was a complete failure in the White House to deal with the pandemic. And the results of that are evident today. But this has been a challenge. I mean, other countries have been very hard hit as well, including here in Canada. But the reality is, it could have been a whole lot worse for all these other countries. We could have done a whole lot worse. So we are capable of working together to deal with some very traumatic and very difficult issues like COVID-19 has been. But because we are dealing with it, we're doing the best we can, and we seem to be making some positive strides right now. The same is true with other issues that we're facing, be it global warming or world hunger, or the trafficking of women and others, in the sex trade or in labor. All these and other issues, all these issues are things that we are capable of dealing with, are things that we can handle, and I feel very positive about our ability to do that. The question really is the will there? Is the political will there? Is the a will there on the part of educators and business leaders, etc.? And my hope and prayer certainly is that the will is there. We've got to make it our will. We've got to make setting those kinds of priorities ahead of everything else. So that's my hope and prayer for us today. Still in the energy and joy of starting a new year with the hope and all the possibilities that exist for us. My hope and prayer is that we will take advantage of what we've learned internationally dealing with the pandemic and apply those same kinds of learnings to other really, really important issues that we face as human beings on this planet. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless all of us. Amen.